I happen to be a fine artist. I have a collector named Martha who is very wealthy and a strong believer. Several years back, I overextended myself helping a very poor family in Guatemala. When my friend Nix reached out to me, she explained that her friend was dying, that she was also very poor, and was on the floor of her hut. The hut's ground can be moist, hard, and tough for anyone, especially one that is dying. She asked if I could help to place her in a hospital in a decent bed and die with respect, and so I helped. That was in the middle of the month, and as it got closer towards the end, bills started coming in. I did not have the money to pay them. I have always trusted the promise in Proverbs 19, when you give to the poor, you are lending to the Lord, and He pays back with high interest. So I prayed and I talked with God about it. No paintings had sold, and there was no income taking place. I was getting restless and impatient. I'm in the studio, and a call comes in, and it's Martha. I haven't spoken to her in weeks. Ro, how are you? She asked. Good, I said, never revealing my situation. She said, I had a dream about you last night. In the dream, the Lord told me to give you $50,000, and I feel I need to do this. I almost dropped the phone because I was so emotional. I said to her, give me a second, and I will call you back. I dropped to my knees and I cried hard as I spoke with God, asking forgiveness for my impatience and lack of faith. After regaining my composure, I called her back. Martha, I'm sorry about that. Did I hear you correctly? She says, yes. And I tell her the backstory. She deposited $50,000 within 15 minutes of our conversation. I donated $25,000 and asked all those people to write her a letter. Those letters meant more to her than all the money Martha had. Now John 2:5 says, his mother said to the servants, do whatever he tells you. Mothers know their children. They literally have instincts about their kids that do not require spoken words to understand. I've always wondered about the relationship of Mary and Jesus. She had to have known that her son was very different in some ways. She also saw and experienced during her life with him things that probably were not the norm, and in some ways, strange. When Jesus changes the water to wine in his first miracle, I love that it happened in connection with his mother. I love that she trusted enough, had faith enough, had the instinct enough to know that her son Jesus would take care of it all for the wedding and spare that family some high embarrassment. Dear God, we pray for a time that arrives in our lives where we fully trust you in every aspect of it. A faith that literally cannot be shaken, an understanding that your promises are true, direct, and reliable.